No more prayers when the God dies. With the future holds with my palms high. Left in my hands and make it alright like yeah. Never let it know your dreams. Put it into a dark regime. Transform the score machine. I ain't had no pot to piss and now I'm frying competition. Burn my way to top position. Scared of heat, fuck out the kitchen.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook. I'm frying competition.
What up, man?
What's up, my man?
Man, what a show.
Let me kill that band.
What a show. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
somebody's got a spoiler.
Look, tonight was a fantastic night for WWE. We had some pretty interesting matches. We had some really good promos. And we had a very, 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 very it's a very mysterious bleh. Say it.
Vignette.
Thank you. My tongue was twisted. That we're going to talk about in a little bit, but to get things started, how you been, brother?
Something we had talked about for the last few weeks. They were teasing it tonight. Stay tuned though; you'll figure out what the hell I'm talking about. Welcome to Pancakes and Powerbombs, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ain't that? Bro, talk about late night. You can't tell if it's just lack of sleep or what, but here we are.
Absolutely, dude, 100%. That was a and to be honest with you, this is the first time in a long time I've been actually 150% motivated for a night show. I need a good distraction for myself, and it's one of those if you know situations out there. But this is a good distraction, and that was a good show to get me out of my scenario for a minute, and be able to enjoy something. And they really were lighting it up. And to predicate that, I know we had some earlier today that we'll have a topic today too.
Yeah, we'll jump on it real quick though. Shout out to the Florida Panthers. They finally got themselves a fucking championship.
Absolutely. That means the Florida Marlins are the only team in Florida in the Jacksonville Jaguars that need to win a championship, correct?
Jags are the only team left. Marlins have won too, baby.
Marlins won. Yeah, Marlins have won one. You're absolutely right. You're right.
They won two. If you remember, they've won two.
To not win a championship yet in Florida.
Yeah. But,
interesting. Okay.
Well, let's shout out to them though, man. That hurts as a Lightning fan. But the Atlanta Falcons are now the only team to blow a lead in a championship.
I was waiting, dude. I knew where you were going with that. Look, I will tell you an interesting fact that we kept up. We mentioned it a few weeks ago in the show that it's been 31 years since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup, and this year was no different. The streak continues, my man. Wow, go America!
So shout out to my boy Isaiah for this, but the Corey Perry curse lives on. I believe that's 6 years in a row now.
Yeah. Hey, but yeah, a big shout out to the Florida Panthers, the NHL Stanley Cup final champions. That's a big time win, and it really solidifies the state of Florida in hockey, because now you not only have the Tampa Bay Lightning, but the Florida Panthers, who have won an NHL title.
Bro, that's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's 5.
that's 5 Stanley Cups, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That belong in the state of Florida.
Absolutely.
Actually, no. I'm taking that back. That's 4 Stanley Cups total in the
4.
state of
They
Florida.
won.
We have
'Cause they
3.
won. Yeah. Lightning have 3.
But
I'm not huge. It's hard to catch me in a lie on hockey because I don't talk about it much, but I do because of my Tampa Bay people and me living in Tampa Bay. I did follow and try to keep with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I root for the Lightning in a not so secret way. I just don't do it in a big way. I'm not a huge hockey fan. I would love to go to a live. I would never turn down a live game, but at the same time, I'm not a big fan.
it's the same thing I've always thought. I told Alex, and when we got together, she enjoyed it because watching it, it's one thing. Go into it, that's where you experience it.
Oh yeah. I went to when Pensacola had the Ice Pilots. I think they still do. They might even still do. But I went to a few hockey games over there when we lived in Pensacola when I was a teenager. That was pretty cool, and I enjoyed the hell out of the games, man. It was fast paced, it was entertaining, it was high impact, and it was physical. And that was one of the things that I learned about the game. But at the same time, again, you really have to understand the complexities of hockey in order to watch it on TV and be able to. It's so complex, but it's not. I'll tell you this much: this fat boy can't get on skates, not on ice, ain't happening, Captain, nor on 4 wheels.
Man, it's a complicated game, but it's not hard to understand. Like, it wouldn't be hard to learn to understand. To play it, man, it's a whole different vibe.
That's a whole different level. I'll stick to NHL on Xbox, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say now playing it on a game, whole different world.
Yes, sir.
It's in a whole different world too. Hey, you know who's in a whole different world? Indianapolis.
Who's that? Wow, let me tell you what.
And bro,
that was big time.
One banging ass Raw tonight, and then
I was disappointed that McAfee didn't show up.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Because I have some speculation, and it's going to be fun. But it was announced today Indianapolis has scored 3 of the premium live events, and beginning with the 2025 Royal Rumble. Now, they do get SummerSlam, and they are getting a WrestleMania, but those will be announced. I do believe SummerSlam will be, I'll say 2026. WrestleMania, I'll say 2028.
That sounds appropriate.
But bro, this is gonna. I will say when these happen, expect a lot from Pat about Pat.
Oh yeah.
And getting into that, let's talk about it, bro. The Wyatt Sicks showed up tonight, and that was. And I don't know how to describe it, man. That was creepy, weird. I mean, we'll kind of run it back to how this all came to. Chad Gable won his triple threat match against the 2 monsters, and bro, I was expecting Zombie Gable after last week. It was cool to see how he played into it and everything, man. It was great. But now he joins Otis, Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade. There's still a couple slots left. One of them might be McIntyre, and we'll get into that. But When following that match, we caught the lights going out, and out popped Sister Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
After scaring
that
Gable
was,
out of her room. Do what?
that was creepy. That was creepy. She is the perfect
Look,
character.
I'll go on record to say
Wow.
I am partially upset they didn't go with Alexa Bliss on this whole ordeal.
I concur.
Now, putting all that aside,
That's my little crush right there, Alexa Bliss.
I love that they added Nikki Cross to it instead of Alexa Bliss because she fits it perfect, bro. And if you go back to her Sanity days in NXT,
Bro. I followed them big time back then. I was heavy in NXT when they were in NXT.
I wasn't, but I know I did follow their gimmick enough.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I know.
Yeah.
And man.
And like, if you've been on social media this week, since last week when they came out, there have been some interesting, interesting. How should I say it? Clips of Nikki Cross right before she left, and it's really telling. You know, it leaves that mystique open of, man, they have been really working this for a long fucking time. And that is what we've always talked about when it comes to this business and we love about this business and why we can't watch AE fucking W.
Let's really get into it. This has always been her type of persona.
Absolutely.
And now they have found something that she's not the odd duck in the water.
Man, she fits in perfect.
She should have been a part of this faction with Bray Wyatt way before Alexa Bliss. But I do dig the Alexa Bliss aspect.
Yes, I do. Now, we've given her her flowers, but continue with what you were saying. I cut you off at the point where Chad Gable busted his arse in the ring. And at that point, he kind of scooted out and he kind of went out of the picture.
Yeah,
well,
and then
she did. Yeah, go ahead.
Little Miss Sister Abigail Nikki Cross done brought herself a little box for Michael Cole. And you mentioned something. Somebody was missing in that. What was Pat McAfee? Now,
you know,
and
that
now,
had me twisted.
Now, I looked into it.
Okay. I figured you might have.
There's no rabbit. That rabbit hole is empty.
Really?
Unless there's something I'm missing. This is a fresh encounter.
Huh.
What if WWE with their TKO could that continue to happen on Pat McAfee affiliated shows? Could they be coming after the announced team? Because they're the ones who broadcast to the world. They go after management because they broadcast to the world. Now, let me pause you on that. And we're gonna pause this topic for 1 second.
Okay.
And we're gonna lead into this. Triple H announced that when Raw hits Netflix in January, it is going to be uncensored, uncut. Hey, what's up, Daniel? but it's going to be uncensored, uncut, and quote, they're going to be putting a renewed focus on edgier content catered to all ages. Now, let's go back to this Wyatt family topic for a second. Could this be a leeway? Could we get Pat McAfee a part of the Wyatt Sicks? And you have your main focus in the group.
Yeah.
But much like, okay, Pat McAfee is always yeeting. He is your main focus guy as that commentator.
Yeah.
Do they possess him?
You know, we talked about this last week, and Corey mentioned the affiliation with the Wyatt Sicks and Pat McAfee and what's to come and what to watch out for and things. And the fact that he, excuse me, the fact that he didn't show up for Raw, and then there's no, like, right now, there's no justification to figure out why he didn't show up. And then to go back to the Wyatt situation that happened tonight, it went when Michael Cole opened that box. It was a VHS tape. It says "Play Me" on it. So Cole sent it back to the production. They run the commercials, run the show back, give it a few minutes, whatever happened, and then they come to a vignette. I almost did it.
And man, listen.
Look,
Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, your Uncle Howdy.
That was a nice piece of work.
Bro, that channeled everything I needed about Bray. It took, and pay attention to the background. Did you notice it? The Firefly Funhouse?
Yes. It was dark in the background.
Wasn't that the perfect ode?
Oh, yes.
I hope those vignettes, I hope we get that vignette set right there. Those two chairs. I hope we get your Uncle Howdy and whoever your other person is.
Yeah. Tonight it was Bo Dallas. And he spoke. Uncle Howdy questioned Bo about how he was after the loss of his brother Bray Wyatt. And
I'm not gonna lie,
that was emotional
for them to hit those buttons.
Wow, I'm telling you what.
For WWE, for Bo Dallas, for the Wyatt family to push those buttons. For us fans, I love.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because
can't
they made
agree.
that together. You know what, bro? They are doing more to capture his memory.
His legacy will never die.
Oh, they're gonna make sure of it, and he even said it. Bo Dallas even said it. We made them remember us.
That was cool.
And Uncle Howdy's response was, "Yes, we did."
Yes, we did. Man, that was really that just, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see them in action. But here's the thing. Are they going to be alter egos moving forward? Because that's kind of the feel that you get when you're looking at these vignettes. And tonight you're expecting that if Uncle Howdy's to ever get in the ring, we will see Bo Dallas.
Like Corey says, expect the unexpected.
Absolutely.
You're going to get the same way Bray Wyatt would put himself in the ring, and then you would get the Fiend.
Absolutely.
You're gonna get that. You're gonna get Bo Dallas. You're gonna get Eric Rowan. You'll get Nikki Cross. You're gonna get Joe Gacy. You're gonna get Dexter Lumis, and then you're gonna get their alter egos.
Absolutely. That's where I would.
What is going to be kind of great to kind of tie all this in, and I want to go. This is off topic, and we're going to cover it more on Friday night.
Right.
But with Hunter saying that they're giving the power back to us fans, and Daniel even alluded to it in the comments. They're putting the power back in our hands, and like he even says, they are doing that behind the curtain, behind the scenes, WrestleMania bullshit again. Hopefully they put it out this time.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get a Bloodline and Wyatt Sicks interaction down the line, and I'm excited. It will, and it's cool because it makes me feel like Hunter was listening to our show the other night.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, maybe he's a fan, you know?
Hey, he can do it. I haven't seen him hit up in the photos and all that, but
well, look,
good,
you mentioning that. Let me bring something kind of with you off topic that I saw tonight and noticed tonight about the show that we haven't discussed as part of bringing up towards the show. So I just want to make everybody aware of it. They didn't catch it. There was a segment in there about the story and about a documentary that's coming out next week that we all need to look forward to. If you had an interest in sweat and anxiety in the story and Cody Rhodes finishing said story and The Rock and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and the build up to WrestleMania and the build up to WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying. Behind the scenes comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what I just mentioned.
Okay. So that's what that's called.
Yeah.
I didn't see the name of it. I didn't catch the name of it, but I saw that it was a documentary.
Yeah. Now that's what I was saying. They're giving us the power back, you know, and 100%. with that documentary coming out, kind of showcasing it, we're gonna get that Bloodline versus Bloodline. We're gonna get that Rock and Roman WrestleMania to kill off the story, to close the book, and the follow-up story for the Bloodline. Mark my words, is going to be the Wyatt Sicks attacks the Bloodline because it's unfinished business.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Just when you close the chapter on that storyline, the book you never finished, or the chapter you never finished, the story you never finished, is still sitting here waiting. But since he isn't here because he had to wait for everything, we're avenging it. I just want to know who's going to be the one to hold the title.
If I had a thought on that, I would have to say either Joe Gacy or Dexter Lumis. That would be. I mean, if it's not Bo Dallas. I mean, Bo Dallas to me, but Joe Gacy probably would be my first guess. After Bo Dallas, it would be Bo Dallas, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis.
I'm gonna go Eric Rowan.
Ooh.
And hear me out on this. It gives the memory of Bray Wyatt, but also gives the memory of John Huber, Luke Harper.
Yes.
When Luke Harper went over and became Brody Lee in AEW and became the TNT Championship and took it away from Cody, and he elevated Cody to his story of coming to where he led it over here.
Yep.
Tell me that wasn't AEW giving that title to him, and not in a negative way. But tell me they didn't put that on Brody to say, hey, they missed out on giving you a championship.
Yeah. That dude was badass. I loved him. I loved him.
But
He
again,
honestly, from the beginning, was he was the first one in the Wyatt family in the very beginning that really caught my attention. I liked the way he moved. I mean, you listen to Bray, but if you notice and remember, Bray didn't do a lot of fighting back then in the very beginning. It was Eric Rowan and Luke Harper that did a lot of the wrestling in the very beginning. And he controlled that idea of the family, but I really loved Luke Harper and his character. It was fascinating.
yeah. And I mean, to me, that was I don't know, man. That's a story that I can't wait to see continue. There's so much they can do, especially with Bray being gone. And I know, I'd like to believe, I like to think how Hunter and creative team are working right now. But you're allowing, you got to allow that Wyatt family, the Wyatt Sicks, to carry that legacy that you would have given Bray.
Oh, no doubt. And I don't have a doubt.
Everything you're going to give to Bray, all that, every bit of push, you got to have somebody, you pick somebody. I don't give a damn. You figure out who everybody's behind the most, bro. You light that fire, bro, and you carry it. Like, there's no way. Now, going away from the Wyatt Sicks, we're going to jump over.
We're going to jump over to Manic Buck because he has something to say. As part of the Plunder this year, we're doing a few new things. And one of those things is running a fantasy football league. We'll have, if we have up to 12 players, if we have more and we have enough to make 2 leagues, we will make 2 leagues and have a champion versus champion. There will be a prize. Look for the details to come out on Pancakes and Powerbombs Facebook page coming out this week about the specifics. And if you got any questions about it, or you're already hearing this and you're interested and down to join the Fantasy Football League for the Plunder, just reach out to my DMs. You can find me, and if you can't, just reach out to Buckhead. But nonetheless, back to the show. Since he decided to join us.
Yeah, because I don't know what the hell just happened.
Look, you sent me on the center stage to go ahead and make the announcement about my fantasy football league as part of the Plunder, and I shot the plug out there, and I filled the gap in, and we're back to running.
Good. Now, like I was trying to say before everything decided to just go wonky.
Was that Uncle Howdy?
Yeah, going away from the Uncle Howdy. Still talking about Chad Gable. We had seen something tonight that we had been talking about for a few weeks that I had been saying keep an eye out for.
Absolutely.
Chad Gable had gone to Otis and Alpha Academy and said, hey, I need help. They turned their back on him. And who was there? It was Creed Brothers and Ivy Nile. Huh.
It was. Yes, it was.
It feels like that perfect swap, right?
That's exactly what it feels like. And it's not just been a few weeks. It's been about 2 months we've been talking about this topic with Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy, and then the Creed Brothers and Ivy Nile. We've been talking about this for a while. We saw the writing on the wall. And look, with the building of Chad Gable's character and him solidifying his to be honest with you, superstar role in the WWE, because I think he has officially, you know, in my opinion, earned that credibility to be called a WWE superstar. You know, he's not just a guy that they got they're working. They got under contract. He's a superstar. He does really good. And I think the Creed brothers are very talented, extremely talented. And the best way you build all three of those people, and including Ivy Nile, make that 4, because of the way they're doing the stable thing right now. That is a fantastic build.
That is where I think we're going Attitude Era. But I think I'm with everybody that what we were talking about the other night. This is more ruthless aggression with a twist.
With a twist. Yes, I agree.
And I'm all for
this is going to be really interesting.
This is the guy who was very instrumental in the Attitude Era. Very instrumental in the ruthless aggression era with Triple H.
Yep.
You have players in the back in that writing team that have been there from the Attitude Era, who've been in the ruthless aggression era as writers, as performers. They know what we want. And
it's going to be very interesting. I can't wait, dude. I'm so excited.
Think about it, man. Think about it. All the people that are in the back as creative, if they were a superstar, the fans were behind them in one way or another, whether they cheered, whether they booed. They had the fans reacting.
Yeah.
So they knew what it took. They understood the assignment. They understand it now. And I'm going to say this, man, with this new Alpha Academy, I hope they get a deep run the same way this Alpha Academy has.
I think they're going to potentially get a deeper run.
You let them get, bro. You let them get.
I think they'll see more. I think that whole group as a whole will see a lot more success than this Alpha Academy. Although I have enjoyed the storyline of this Alpha Academy, because there is one player in that 3 that you can really count on being around, and that's Otis. And I really feel like coming off of this, he's going to get a good push. And look, because I miss that Otis. You know the Otis I'm talking about. That dude was a hot ticket, bro. He was powerful. He was very entertaining. Holy shit, was he entertaining? You know, that guy was look, I vicariously, as a 350-pound, fat guy at times in my life have
and you know what? Maybe this is where you take Otis. Maybe you keep Tozawa, maybe you don't. But you let him get 2 other guys with Maxine, and you let him kind of have his own little stable. Or you have him with another, a formidable guy with Maxine and make him a little threesome.
Yeah. I mean, I can see Sammy and Otis. I can see Sammy, Otis, and Tozawa doing it, but I really don't think Tozawa as a character is capable of making that a solidified, competition between the 2.
What? Thinking about it, I can see Tozawa kind of being that, I guess, odd guy in the group, but you would have Otis and Sammy as a tag, because you removed the IC title from Sammy. Yeah.
Which I think is going to happen.
Oh, we're going to get into that in a minute. But you remove the IC title from Sammy. You let him team up with Otis. And you got Maxine on the side. I like that. Now, I told you we're going to get into it on this. And we're going to. We found out tonight who Sammy's next opponent is.
I don't know.
And it's the motherfucker. Bro, I can't wait. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Braun ain't losing. The way they're built, bro, the way they're building them.
No, sir. And I think it's going to be quick. What do you think? You don't think they squashed Sammy, do you?
No, because you put him with the Alpha Academy afterward.
Yeah, I don't think you should squash Sammy. Sammy has been a top guy for a while.
Yeah, Sammy puts him over. Sammy's going to put in some work with him.
Yeah.
It's going to be
He does really
amazing.
good.
I can't
But yeah,
wait for it.
I was like, I can't wait for this match. This is going to be so intense. But he's in there with good competition. Sami Zayn can carry his weight, man. He's a really good professional wrestler. Like,
Yeah,
really good.
You know, you kind of just threw a word out there, and it's got this next topic right here on my head more than
Okay.
intense.
Intense.
Raw was pretty intense tonight.
Very intense.
You know what? We ain't talked about something yet.
What happened?
That dirty hussy. Dirty Dom. I think Liv's going to steal the Judgment Day away from Rhea Ripley. I also think Damian Priest walks away. He's going to walk away. And hear me out, because originally, before the stipulation got put on, and that we'll get into in a little bit, I had thought Damian Priest walks away anyways.
Yeah, we've mentioned that a few times over the past few weeks. There's a high probability of that.
Now with said stipulation, I'm going to get into how I feel this is going to go. And it's kind of fucked up, because when Roman comes back on SmackDown, Cody's going to get buried again. So with the Seth Rollins thing, I'm just gonna I'm gonna put it out there, man. We found out last week Seth gets World Heavyweight title shot.
Yep.
So, and this is how Drew McIntyre is gonna get into the Money in the Bank. It's not a prediction, that's a spoiler.
Okay.
I'm going to give you another prediction real quick. CM Punk's going to ruin that. You're not going to see CM Punk until next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to cost Drew McIntyre his opportunity, because Drew's going to have his hand on that briefcase. And here comes CM Punk. They're gonna have a little moment, and then you're going to find out on Raw that that's going to lead up to a match at SummerSlam. Now, back to what we were talking about. We found out in the stipulation tonight, if Seth loses his said match, and this isn't really a stipulation, they called it a gentleman's agreement.
A gentleman's agreement.
So, if Rollins loses, he's out of the judgment, or he doesn't get a opportunity at the World Heavyweight title as long as Damian Priest has it. If Damian
that's pretty
Priest
tough.
loses, yeah, I mean, you're telling Seth he can't go for a title as long as Damian Priest has it?
Didn't he say that was the only reason he was back?
Yeah. Now, they got me to thinking. You know what? You heard. Okay, well, hang on. Let me not get ahead of myself. If Damian Priest loses, he has to exit the Judgment Day. He had followed that up by saying, "It's okay because they need me more than I need them."
Yeah, he kind of made that.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of a hint. It got me to thinking. What if if Damian Priest wins and still walks out of the Judgment Day because they start to prepare for it? What if? What if they don't help him and he still wins? And then Gunther
And then
showed
that
up.
solidifies that even more in his
Well,
mind that he needs to walk away.
Gunther showed up.
That was cool. I liked it.
Now,
I did.
now hear me out. Hear me out. Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank is going to become a placeholder for a title.
You think he's even going to win?
WWE does not want to damage Damian Priest's reputation as a champion by having him lose to another guy becoming champion for the first time, and Gunther. So, Money in the Bank, and here's my prediction. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins is going to recapture that World Heavyweight Championship from Damian Priest, taking Damian Priest out of the Judgment Day, which goes back into what we're going to go into with Liv Morgan being part of taking the Judgment Day from Rhea Ripley.
Now, let me real quick question on that. Does that include the exit of Dom as well? Who does that include?
What do you mean?
The Judgment Day. Who is it going to stay intact as is, including Carlito, and just removing Damian Priest? That's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I can dig that. Okay. I like that.
So
that makes it interesting. I can't wait for Rhea Ripley to come back.
At SummerSlam, you're going to get Gunther versus Seth Rollins, and Gunther's going to get that World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm just going to say he'll keep on doing it until at least WrestleMania Royal Rumble time play.
Right. I mean, you say that, but then you also have the Money in the Bank contract, because if you're wrong and Drew McIntyre wins, whoever wins that night might end up getting their heads kicked in.
And what if the feud with CM Punk is still going on and CM Punk cost them that?
Like,
I like
yeah,
this.
there's so much going on here.
Now, back to the original topic we were talking about of Liv Morgan stealing him. This is going to be interesting.
Very.
Because anything can happen at this point.
Yeah, and it's Monday Night Raw, and moving forward, we only have, this is July. July is coming up, so you've got July, August, September, October, November, and December. And then after December, you've got January, when Monday Night Raw moves to Netflix, as we mentioned earlier, going back to an even more extreme content filled, because there are no guidelines.
And speaking with Corey earlier, Raw and SmackDown will be on the USA Network in October.
Oh.
SmackDown could potentially increase to 3 hours.
Yeah, while moving potentially Raw with that more extreme content, less BS to deal with, to a 2-hour show.
No, it stays 3 hours.
Stays 3 hours? You ain't hurting my damn feelings.
I'd seen Corey. Me and Corey talked about the rumor. It will still be a 3-hour show. Pay-per-views are the PLEs. What the timetables are doing right now, they're going to probably continue with your 4 big ones being 4 hours, but they could be going to 3 hours as well.
Okay.
So not all of your PLEs will be 4 hours.
Now, what is there any hint about shows like WrestleMania that have multiple nights? Will that stay the same?
WrestleMania will continue to be 2 nights. SummerSlam, they are going to be dabbling with night 1 and night 2. I am hearing in the future they may be doing the same thing with the Royal Rumble, being
Nice.
one Royal Rumble match on one night and one on the other night.
Right. And
So-
look, there's enough talent on this roster to be able to do that for the 3, 4 big five, even up to 4 shows a year. You could do a multiple, but you got WrestleMania, Royal Rumble,
And think about it. There could be potential cross promotions.
absolutely.
All of that is involved. So
And not to mention, look, the NXT stepping up. So if you're interested in WWE, I highly suggest you just go ahead and start peeking in every now and then. They got it on demand. You can go and you can binge it on your day off and watch 3 or 4 shows over a couple of weeks and catch up before a PLE and be ready to go and catch up with the storyline. Because look, you got Triple H up at the top here, and let's remind everybody who's up at the top in NXT. It's Shawn Michaels, the very same perverted, deviant-minded individual that helped create content with Triple H back when DX was there.
and let's not forget who's on top of them.
Oh, yeah,
The final boss.
absolutely. and you can turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Yes, sir. But you know what, man? That's really all I got for topics tonight.
Yeah, it was a really good show. And they did build up to a 6-man tag that we haven't mentioned coming up at Money in the Bank.
They did? Okay, we'll talk about that. They did say that Cody is going to tag
I just
with...
wanted to bring that up before we move forward because, look, going back to Friday night, I'm still pounding in my chest for Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to be crazy and here's my thing. He said they're facing a bloodline.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, to keep everybody's mind thinking.
Who's he facing? Because here's my prediction. That's where Roman comes back, but Roman comes back and helps Cody, Randy, and Kevin.
Where are they Friday?
Madison Square Garden. Roman will be back Friday night.
When I saw the video of them advertising that tonight, I was like, wait a minute.
Can I dare say 8-man tag? It's possible.
Everybody be aware. As for Derek Manic Buck Stevens, it's been a fantastic Monday night. It's been a great show with my buddy Buck Dad over here. We've had a great conversation and a lot of content to go over. There's a lot more content we're going to use to fill up Friday night and pack into an even more impactful show this coming Friday night. So look out for that. Y'all have a badass week, man. And y'all stay fresh and love somebody.
Yes, sir.
Shut up, bitch.